Just say one thing, Rebecca. Hold on one second.
The ones who are going to make the decisions to change it. Of course, you have to go after the executives.
But let me just point out one thing. I want to talk about Reverend Coates, who's from Enough is Enough, said something interesting. He said, in the wake of the Imus affair, and that was the radio Imus's comments about the Rutgers women's basketball team, I began to think that the African-American community must be consistent in its outrage. So they're saying, you know, if that's outrageous for Don Imus to make that comment about the women's basketball team, then all these other things have to be outrageous too, if they're degrading to black women and to minorities. John Kelly?
Well, I agree. You know, forget about the legal issues of whether the picketing is legal or not or things like that, but I think it's a good idea, wrong target. These rappers are absolutely minting money. They're making fortunes, and they're making fortunes because people are buying their DVDs, they're buying their videos, they're buying their accessories, and if you have a message, take it to the performers, take it to the community, and stop buying it, stop supporting it, but Viacom's going to put on what sells, and this is what's selling, and people
James
are on
Peterson, I heard you were just making a comment. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the rappers are not really making a whole lot of money. The corporations are. Certainly, we need more corporate responsibility, and I agree with that. And I also want to go back to what Mrs. Williams said. She's absolutely right. A man's not going to make the final decision about whether or not oppression should exist in the public sphere against women. But the point here is it's a little bit misguided to address and attack BET in a moment in which it's trying to change. No. Now, I appreciate the dialogue for all this. We need to have the conversations. I think those are important. But we need to be careful about censorship because there's good stuff with the bad.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I was going to say.
I mean,
professors, that's a good statement, but censorship is an outrage, though. If you look at this, the ideals of this country are based on freedom of expression, First Amendment rights. If you start to censor, where do you draw the line? Well, I find this offensive. Well, do you know what the U.S. Supreme Court says? That even pornography is a freedom of expression in certain.
We have a permit to do the picketing that we're doing, and we stated
go ahead,
in the
Faye
lines
Williams,
of
go
the
ahead.
picketing. Yes, we have a permit to do the picketing that we're doing. We do not disturb the neighbors. We are not there for any violent reason. We're simply there for informational purposes. If BET opened up its fences and allowed us to picket there, we would be happy to go there. But we can't even get close to Miss Lee at BET if you've ever seen their fences. It's always a good time to put down indecency and to find dignity for people. And I think, as I said, it is black women who will decide how and where we will work for our own dignity. If we don't object to it, people will think we believe we are the things
and Mercedes,
that
it's been a peaceful protest.
It's
a peaceful protest. In this country, you have the right to say, I think this programming is terrible, and I'm going to protest it. You know, and then everybody else out there has the right to turn it on or turn it off. One last thought.
I bet they did go after the advertisers, and it didn't work because this is a very small but vocal group, and so now they're bullying the executives, and I think that's what's going on here. I mean, Mercedes brought up a good point. Go after the advertisers. I'm sure they have, and it's just not working.
And that's
Numbers are small.
Right, and that's what happened with Imus. I mean, Imus was off the air because of the advertisers.